besties. I am starting a book today. My intention of this reading vlog is to basically fall headfirst into fantasy. I just got through reading my first actual fantasy book, which was Silver Elite by Danny Francis, and loved it. I feel like I just discovered something new, which I did for me, which is romantasy, and I am so freaking here for it. In my lack of self-control, I have bought a lot of fantasy books, like actual fantasy books that people are raving about right now. I have a few on my Kindle, like Direbound and Metal Slinger. I am gonna start with Quicksilver. I am so freaking excited to read this book. I am not excited that it is over 600 pages, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything is fine. I desperately need to understand the hype and Kingfisher, okay? I need to understand it. So we're gonna start with this. My first reading vlog. Let's get reading. Are you hungies? Oh, big stretchies. Okay, let's get some lunch. Are you so excited? So yummy. You gonna sit with me? Guess we'll see. She does not normally sit with me. Majestic with this music. Okay, all right. You don't want to be majestic anymore. It's a little bit later. I have switched to my Kindle. I have the book, but like, she is so chunky. It's literally like painful to hold in my hand right now. So like, until I get more towards the middle, we're gonna be reading it on the Kindle. So I am only 7% in. I was trying so hard to read more earlier and literally could not keep my eyes open. It's absolutely not the book's fault. It's 100% me. I don't know. I don't even know how I get any reading done, to be honest, because literally almost every single time I start reading, I like fall asleep, like almost instantaneously. I'm gonna try and sit here and read. My partner is out of town for the weekend, so I'm really trying to like get more reading done than I normally would, because I quite literally don't have anything better to do. I've just been sitting here rotting, watching Laura on YouTube because I love her and aspire for my life to look as aesthetically pleasing as hers does. Anyway, I'm gonna try and get some reading done. Ace is probably gonna call me here in a second because he is driving to the beach. See how much reading I can get done before he calls me back. And he's calling me. Why are you FaceTiming me while you drive? Anyways, I literally knew that was gonna happen. I am now at 9%. So basically the people who captured her brother outside of the bar or wherever she was, she came out and was basically like, you know, let my brother go. It wasn't him who stole the gauntlet. It was me. So take me. And the king, or not the king, wow, the captain or whoever is in charge of these people. He was like, oh no, it couldn't have been you. It obviously was your brother because he's a boy and you're a girl and you can't do anything. And she was like, really? And he was like, yeah, so we're gonna capture you and take you away. So he sent like 3 of his guardians, which first of all, I did not make the connection until just now that guard is short for guardian. Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, so he sent like 3 guards after her, and she literally, first of all, beat the absolute shit out of all 3 of them, but killed 2 of them and maimed the other one. And the guy was like, oh, I see now that you did have the ability to steal this, so yeah, we are gonna take you away forever. And her brother was basically like, no, it was me, take me. And being the protective sister that she is, she basically told him that he was a burden and he needed to fuck off so that he didn't continue getting in her way. And she was like, you know, purposefully mean to him so that he would fuck off so that she could handle what she's doing. That was intense. Anyway, moving on to chapter 4. Hi, good morning. It is another day. 22% into Quicksilver. Saris has since found herself in the Fae world, the Fae realm, after doing like an Excalibur situation where she found a sword and she pulled it out and it like opened this Quicksilver situation, which was like a pool of silver liquid that basically swallowed her. She came into contact with someone who basically saved her from dying, and she was calling him Death, like thinking that he was kind of like the Grim Reaper that came to get her. And we've since found out that that is in fact the male main character, Kingfisher. I don't know. At this moment, I'm just like kind of really confused. Not gonna lie. Not enjoying it, but I'm also not super enjoying it. So fingers crossed it gets better. I need to chat about this real quick. First of all, trying to visualize Kingfisher is like not happening for me. I don't really have any experience reading about Fae. All of the people that she's encountered so far have pointy, like elvish ears. Originally, her description of Kingfisher when she was referring to him as Death was uber confusing because I wasn't imagining what I think Kingfisher looks like, which is the man on the cover, is it not? So like what we know about him is that he has like long black hair, and she keeps describing that like his teeth are really, really, really long and sharp. Like not all of his teeth, but like his canines specifically. So I'm like, should I be picturing like a vampire, or like my imagination's interpretation of this man right now is like really skewed, and it's really bothering me that I'm not like easily able to picture what this guy looks like. Let me look at like Pinterest. Okay, so we should be imagining him looking like this, I suppose. Okay, I should have done this originally. Oh, okay. This one really helps because he's been talking about she's been talking about his armor that he wears, and I'm like, what am I supposed to be imagining? Thank you, Pinterest. I know what to imagine now. Okay, thanks. I need more inspiration because I saw a picture a second ago that had like all of the characters. I need to go back to that. Everlane. Okay. Oh wow. This is really helpful. Why do all these people look like Orlando Bloom? So I was like, what does Everlane look like? So this is basically what Pinterest is saying Everlane looks like. Bellicon probably doesn't look like that. See, some of the other characters has me intrigued. Okay. It seemed that even the immortal Fae were still susceptible to family drama. What can I say? Being completely cut off from civilization and summarily forgotten about has a way of changing you after a while. I'm gonna try and get some reading done. So Fisher and Saris are going somewhere together. They got to this door and she was like, should we knock? And then he just kicked down the door and he said, knock, knock. And then she was like, oh my God, what if it's warded by, I don't know, magic or something? And he said, oh no, not magic. And she called him an ass and he said coward. And he said, I knew it wasn't warded. And she said, how? And he said, because I'm magic. And she said, what about you is magic? And he said, everything. My looks, my sword, my skills, my personality. She said, your personality is trash. Can I also just say, I don't know how I would be reading this book without the Kindle because the amount of words that I have had to look up because I have never heard these words in my life. Wild. Like, she's using words that literally says it's from the 15th century. It's good for the vibes. It's bad for me because I don't know these words. Ooh, he's calling her little Osha. It's cute. So, right at the end of chapter 10, he said, I have to say I was expecting that to go differently. And kind of telling her, like, good job. And then I punched him square in the mouth. Now she's back with Everlane. Everlane is asking her what happened, and she won't tell her. She said, you're lucky that he didn't react any worse than he did. And Sarah said, oh, I thought his reaction was a little over the top. Everlane had been waiting for me when I returned to my room yesterday. She hadn't banked on Kingfisher kicking in my bedroom door, me thrown over his shoulder like a sack of potatoes, and wailing like a banshee. Nor had she expected his ultra-foul temper, his split bottom lip, or the thin line of blood trickling down his chin. She'd squawked when he'd thrown me unceremoniously down onto my bed and snarled, bad human. I'm kind of starting to understand Kingfisher's personality, and honestly Saris's personality too. They're both adorable and amazing. Hey friends, I'm here with a reading update for Quicksilver. I am about 25% in. I'm on page like 160 something. Between Rusarius, Kingfisher, and Everlane, they have all been kind of trying to teach Saris about the Fae realm, about the sword, which has a name that I also now don't remember. I should have been taking notes. I feel like I should have been taking notes. This is so scatterbrained. It's actually insane. Like, I think I'm scatterbrained on the inside, and then sometimes I start talking and I'm like, you're not getting anywhere. Like, you're saying words, but you're not getting anywhere, you know? Anyway, they've been trying to teach her about Fae and Quicksilver and her alchemy powers and all of that. So that's kind of where we are now. So I have like a little over an hour to read before I need to do some other things. Let's try and read. Their banter is next level, and I fucking love it. She's basically upset that he keeps calling her names. And she was like, it's Saris. My name is Saris, or nothing at all. And he goes, nothing at all? I like the sound of that. Come here and look at this, nothing at all. Fucking love Kingfisher, man. And we've officially run out of a tab color on page 165. They are too funny. It was easy hating Kingfisher when he was being a bastard, but in this moment he appeared very unbastard-like, and that was confusing. They just found the fox. It's so cute. It's going to bite you. No, it won't. It bit me. So he just used his magic for the first time, and he was able to like swoop the fox out from underneath her dress and put it in a cage like on the other side of the room, and then completely changed her clothes because she was complaining about the dress that she was wearing, saying she just wanted to wear like pants and a shirt. He was just like, just made it happen. Saris said, I hadn't seen many beautiful things in my life, but of all the beautiful things I had seen, Fisher was the most beautiful of all. He was beautiful. Looking at him made me feel like I couldn't catch my breath. Live for shit like that. He is calling her out so bad because he can tell that she's attracted to him simply by hearing her heart rate. Said, I hear it bouncing all over the place when you look at me. Did you know that? He's like, gulp. Oh. Can't say that one out loud. Oh my god. Oh, the goosebumps. Oh my god. Why am I reading this on camera? Yeah, I'm gonna pause here because I need to pause that for a little bit. Holy moly. That's been highlighted by 14,000 other people who've read this book. Callie Hart, girl. That is exactly what has made the other books boring. It's ruined contemporary romance for me because you say things like that. Oh my god. Sorry for the jump scare. I am currently in the car, obviously. This is like the only time that I've had to give any sort of a reading update on Quicksilver because we've been on vacation for the last 2 weeks. We just got home a couple of days ago. While we were on vacation, I delusionally thought I was going to do a lot of reading, and I maybe read 50 pages total while we were there. However, I did recently obtain the audiobook of Quicksilver, so it's been a little bit easier for me to like get back into it and continue reading it. So since we got back, I have been reading a little bit more, and I planned on especially getting a pretty decent chunk of reading done today. However, unfortunately, Ace and I have been pretty sick since we got back from vacation. Both of us have had an ocular migraine for the last like at least 4 days. Ace was supposed to go back to work today, and he wasn't able to because he was feeling so sick. So I just like left the house to go get him some Panera so he could eat something before he left. Anyway, so like I have a migraine too. It's like making almost the entire right side of my face numb. So that's fun. I've never experienced this before in my life. I'm pretty convinced that we have West Nile virus, but it's a better prognosis, obviously, than other things that cause migraines. Yeah, it sucks. But anyway, I wanted to give like a little reading update real quick because before I left the house earlier, I was able to get through like 40 pages of Quicksilver. Now I'm finally like a little more than 60% of the way through it. I finally get the hype behind Kingfisher. I mean, I did before, but Saris and Kingfisher finally had sex, and shortly after they had sex, he made a comment about how she needed to go see one of the healers to basically like give her the morning after situation. And she was like, yeah, about that. Where I come from, girls are sterilized at the age of 14. And he was like, what? Literally pissed off that he can't breed Saris. And I was losing my mind. And then shortly after that, she's talking to Lorith, I think. She's talking to him because she has like a bite mark on her neck, and Kingfisher wouldn't talk to her about it. And so she's asking this other person about it, and she's like, you know, Fae have these really sharp teeth. Are they kind of like vampires? Do the teeth work like they work for vampires? Because obviously you have them. So is it a situation where like you can drink blood if you want to, but you don't need it to survive like vampires? And he was pretty much like, yeah, so we don't really talk about this. I'm gonna need some alcohol. So he starts drinking and he starts explaining to her that the vampire teeth is a sex thing. That's literally what he said. He said, oh, yeah, that's a sex thing. And she's like, what? I was not expecting that. And oh, what was making me lose my mind. I literally had to put the book down and like audibly squealed because I was like, what? I am shook. At this point, like, I can't wait to finish reading this book. Well, I mean, I can. Like, I want to make it last, and I'm glad that I have. I'm glad I didn't just blow through it. But now I'm like ultra interested in continuing it, so I'll update you when we get a little bit further in. So as you can see, I'm about to go into Target. I am attempting to look for the new special edition hardcover of Quicksilver because I am going to finish Quicksilver today. I went to Target yesterday for something else. I was buying some of the other ACOTAR books. I decided while I was there, and after I saw it, that I wanted to buy the Quicksilver special edition hardcover, but that Target only had 2 copies, and both of them, the dust jackets were fucked up. So here we are. I'm gonna go into another Target and see if they have it. Hey guys, I am here with a reading update. I finished Quicksilver last night. I am so sorry. I did not get any footage of me reading this book basically past the 50% mark. And that's because I went on vacation, which was wonderful. But I, didn't get like any reading done. And secondly, since we've gotten back from vacation, which was like a week ago today, I've had a migraine. Literally ever since. So in the last couple of days, I was just kind of like, fuck it. Like, I need to keep reading regardless of how I'm feeling. I pushed through. I didn't get any footage of me finishing Quicksilver because I actually finished in the parking lot of a store last night. I literally was so invested in finishing it that I literally brought it to the store with me and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna finish it in the parking lot before I go into the store. And it was so good, y'all. If you've not read Quicksilver yet, literally what are you doing? I'm glad that I waited until now to read it because I don't think previous versions of myself would have enjoyed it as much as this current version of myself enjoyed it. Also, the second book comes out soon. It comes out in November. So I literally can't wait to get back into that world with them. It was awesome. The magic system was very cool. The world building was really subtle, but I felt like it painted a really vivid picture of Evelia and Kalish and, you know, all the places that they went to in this book. So that was pretty cool. I also really enjoyed a lot of the side characters. Lorith was really awesome. Renfis was awesome. Carrion fucking Swift. First of all, did not see that coming at the end. That was almost more shocking than what happened with Saris. Wow, very intriguing. I don't know what else to say about it. The plot was awesome. The characters were awesome. The spice was spicing. It just was an all-around fun time and has just continued to spark my current hyperfixation on fantasy. So here's something that I learned while reading Quicksilver. Quicksilver is the first book, and I only did this like at the 50% mark. So like after 50%, I started reading immersively. And this has kind of changed my life. One thing about me is I not only am a slow reader, but I get so distracted. It's actually painful. I didn't realize how distracted I got while reading until I started immersively reading, and it was just going and going and going. And I was like, wow, even though 2 times speed on an audiobook is like, I probably read at like 2.5 times speed of what an audiobook would be at, which you can't do in most apps. You can only go up to 2 times. But what's weird is even though I can read at like 2 times audio speed, I'm getting through books extremely slow when I read them physically. And I think that it's because I get very distracted, or I will be like falling asleep. And that's not on the book. That's just a problem that I personally have. But I'll be like falling asleep and I can't obviously like retain the information as I'm reading it if I'm falling asleep. And this is not like falling asleep and then being asleep. It's just like I'm just dozing off randomly. Like, I don't know, maybe I have narcolepsy. When I'm listening to the audiobook while that's happening, I can still hear and process it. So like I'll drift into sleep for like 10 seconds and then come back to. If I'm listening to the audiobook while reading, then I can still pay attention, versus if I'm just reading with my eyeballs, that's not gonna happen. Anyway, I say all of this to say that I started immersively reading, absolutely love it, and am going to try and do that as much as I possibly can. Hey guys, sorry for the jump scare. Editing Amanda here. Just got through editing this video and realized that I didn't quite wrap it up at the end. Just wanted to hop on here real quick and just explain that I absolutely loved Quicksilver. As you saw, it has allowed me to continue diving headfirst into fantasy. I'm currently in the middle of reading Fourth Wing, so hopefully I will also have a reading vlog up for that here shortly. As always, if you have made it this far, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I greatly appreciate it. If you love this video, if you enjoy watching me, I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. Please leave me a comment below letting me know if you've read Quicksilver and if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!